Trying to look for players, but hey, I think I just spotted a new player. Hey guys, it's Sil here and welcome to the world of DayZ. You might have seen videos, live streams, or TikToks on the internet, and you've seen some DayZ gameplay and you considered buying the game. Well, DayZ can be quite a complex game, especially for new players in the beginning, so hopefully today I can guide you in the right direction. Before the video starts, don't forget to leave a like, and hey, if you really want to help me out growing my channel, I would really appreciate it if you consider subscribing. So let's get started. Now, right after installing DayZ, you will most likely get this sort of like pop-up screen right here. Right, so you have the option here to join the servers of DayZ. There is some news here, perimeters, whatever, mods. So the first thing that you are most likely going to interact with is either the official or community servers. Later in the video, I'll talk a little bit more about the difference between the both of them, and ultimately I'll also give my advice. So once you boot up DayZ, you'll most likely end up in this main screen right here. So what you can do here in the top right hand corner, you can change your settings, you can change the controls, video settings, the audio maybe if the music is a little bit too loud. So what you can also see here is like your character statistics on the right hand side. I would say they're not always super accurate, but they do change over time, so I think it's getting better and better. If you go over to the section where it says rename, you can like randomize your character here. That enables like the character customization. So you can become a man or a female, and like you can change like between like a couple survivors here. I always go for survivor 1. You can change like the clothing and all that. And then once you hit save, the character will save. And if you die in DayZ, you get the option to choose between customized character or randomized character. I always click on customized character if you're respawning, because then you spawn again as the character that you saved just now. You can also click on randomized, so you'll constantly play as a new character. You notice that the moment you spawn into DayZ, you will spawn along the coast. There are various different towns you'll most likely spawn close to. As of 1.23, you can now spawn close to other players, including your friends. You'll have to spawn together within 5 minutes or the spawning bubble changes. On a populated server, you'll most likely come across someone very soon as you spawn in. Before you start exploring the wasteland, I suggest you go to isurvive.com. This website basically has the DayZ map with all the town names and locations where you can find specific loot. On this website, you can type the name of the town as good as you can and it will automatically generate the town name. This is the easiest way and fastest way to learn the map and figure out where you're at. Once you've spawned in, you can see two sides on your HUD. In the bottom left, you see the stamina bar, which will decrease if you carry more items. On the right hand side, you can see your character's stats, ranging from water, food, temperature, blood, and health. Water and food gradually decrease over time. However, the more you run, the more you consume. If your character gets injured, fractured, or falls sick, this will also be shown next to the water symbol. Your character can climb walls and fences, get on top of sheds and some buildings, and vault over smaller fences. This moving around is quite limitless, but it costs a lot of stamina, so the more you carry at one point, you won't be able to climb walls anymore. Your character can also swim, but as soon as you get in the water, you'll start freezing. Once you're out of the water, you can wring out your shirt, hat, face mask, and trousers. Vests, shoes, and backpacks dry over time, but you can also speed up the process by making a fire or using a torch. Moreover in a bit. It is important to understand your player controls, because you will most likely encounter the infected very soon when you spawned in. In order to limit the attention, you can crouch. Next to the stamina bar, you can see the sound bar. In order to completely sneak around the infected, you're going to need one stripe. Depending on the surface you're walking, infected may hear you better or less. This also goes for the shoes you're wearing. The most quiet shoes are the ones you spawn with. However, over time your shoes' durability will decrease, so you'll have to find either new ones or patch them up with a leather sewing kit. Once you fight an infected, raise your hands and move backwards so you can block attacks. By holding down your running key and then striking, you'll do a power punch. This will knock the infected back, giving you either time to move inside of a house or simply go for the next strike. Blunt weapons like the shovel deal the least amount of damage towards infected. Sharp objects like knives are quite strong, and a splitting X time right will take them out in one hit. You should always aim for the head to do the maximum damage. You can sneak attack the infected by sneaking very close behind them with a knife in your hand. And once you're behind them, you can take them out by quickly raising your hands and then immediately striking. Sometimes this can be tricky though, so I would just face them frontally. The beginning when you spawn in is crucial to find food before you continue inland. You might encounter that most houses are already looted and there is limited food. Therefore, wildlife plays a crucial role. Most towns has chickens and you can hear them from quite a distance. However, you are going to need a knife to butcher the chicken. If you did not loot a knife or sharp object, you can find a small stone along the train tracks or easier on a dirt road. Combine either two small stones to make a stone knife, or simply take a small stone to a boulder in order to sharpen it to make it into a knife. You can also use screwdrivers, wrenches, and crowbars on boulders to collect small stones to turn into knives. If you butcher an animal, your hands will be bloody. Do not eat or drink with your hands in this condition. You can clean your bloody hands at any water source or by using a disinfectant like alcohol. The first thing you should do straight away is find gloves or simply craft them by cutting up clothes. The mini dresses drop a full stack of 6 rags and other clothes vary. Combining 2 rags will get you hand wrappings and you won't get bloody hands. However, do not put gloves over your bloody hands thinking it's resolved, because you will still get sick. You can open any can of food with a sharp object, however the quantity will decrease depending on the item you open it with and its durability. The best is to use a can opener to maintain the full 100% quantity. Fishing is the best and easiest way to get yourself enough food to move inland. If you have butchered a chicken or even cut up another body, bones will be dropped. Combining bones and a knife crafts a bone fishing hook. Go to a nearby bush and collect a long stick. However, there is a chance your hands might bleed if you pick a stick with your bare hands. If you found a rope, you can combine the stick and rope to make a fishing rod. You can turn guts into a rope if you kill an animal or player. Looting small boats along the coast or shipping containers either spawn a fishing rod or fishing hook, along with other useful items such as dry bags. You can easily cook your own fish by making a simple fire. Go collect a long stick again, get 2 barks from a tree and split the sticks. Combine the bark and stick together to make a hand drill kit in case you did not find a lighter or a matchbox. Also bear in mind that your matches can get damp if your character is wet, so they can't burn anymore. Combine a bark with sticks in order to make a fireplace. Get another long stick and sharpen it, and you can attach your food and start roasting it. What also is important noting is if you find fruits or vegetables like zucchinis, tomatoes, apples, or pears, you should always cook them so they provide more nutrition. When it comes down to looting, there is a couple places you want to check out. Ideally, you want to keep an eye out for hunting stands. They can drop hunting gear like compasses, clothes, and sometimes even ammo, guns, and attachments. This also goes for castles. Here you can find weapons like the Winchester, Blaze, and Mosin, as well as crossbows, medieval clothes, and bolts. Police stations will drop you items like pistols, shotguns, stab vests, handcuffs, and police clothing, the perfect place to get your starter weapons. Sometimes weapons do spawn with a magazine in it, so be sure to cock the gun by pressing the reload button. This will chamber the bullet, otherwise you can't shoot. Also, some guns have different options like burst or double action, so be sure to press X in order to change the rate of fire. Depending on your gun, this can be set to burst, automatic, or semi-automatic. The gun like the Blaze can also be set to double. Guns spawn in different conditions. Anything from worn can get jammed. For a gun to jam, either the gun has to be worn or the magazine has to be worn or worse. Bolt action weapons like the BK-80 M18, Mosin, Winchester, and other bolt-action rifles won't jam, but keep in mind that they might break if you don't take care of them. Clean guns, magazines, and suppressors on time with a gun cleaning kit. Scopes like the PU scope can be fixed using an electrical repair kit. Bullets in a damaged state don't jam weapons as of now, however this might return in the future. In case your weapon does not have a suppressor, you can craft one by combining a water bottle and a duct tape. This will craft an improvised suppressor that only lasts for a few rounds depending on which gun you use. If you see black smoke coming from a field or hear a beeping noise followed by an explosion, that means there is a heli crash. These heli crashes drop the best loot in the game, but it's randomized. Sometimes you might find something really good, other times not. The same goes for military trains and convoys that spawn randomly. However, they are not indicated by a specific sound, so you have to find them yourselves. Wearing a motorbike helmet protects you from getting knocked out by melee attacks, but also causes your in-game voice to be barely heard by other players. Take off your helmet in time, otherwise players won't be able to understand you. When it comes down to toxic zones, there are two static ones. One at the Riffy shipwreck just outside of Berenzino and the other one at the Pavlovo military. These areas spawn high-tier military loot. In order to go into the zone, you'll need a full NPC suit that either spawns in gray or yellow. Along with that, you are going to need a gas mask with filters. If you can't find a filter, you can make one yourself by combining a dust mask with a water bottle. Then fill the filter with charcoal tablets and you have your own improvised filter you can attach to the mask. Dynamic toxic zones spawn randomly. First you will notice a red flare followed by a mortar strike impact. If you are in the vicinity of the toxic spread, you have to leave immediately if you don't have the proper gear to survive. These dynamic zones don't drop extra loot, so don't think you should loot toxic towns. When you find a water bottle in a house, be sure to empty them first or you will fall sick. You can fill containers with water from creeks or the beach, but you have to purify them by using purification tablets. Unless you have a cooking pot, you can fill that up with water and boil it above a fire. You can drink water from any water pump without a problem, and you can refill your containers here for clean water. If you have gotten influenza, or better known as the common cold, you can cure this by taking vitamins or tetracycline tablets. Take one pill at a time and wait till the pill icon is gone before you take the next one. You can combine tetra and vitamins to speed up the recovery process, however this won't be shown in the bottom right corner. If you have any food poisoning, you can cure this by consuming charcoal tablets. If you got injured and lost the majority of your health, you can use painkillers to make your character walk slightly faster for a limited amount of time. Alcohol can also clean your wounds, so if your screen starts twitching after you got hit by a zombie, be sure to clean your wounds with alcohol. If you broke your legs or your arm, you can fix this by combining 2 sticks and a full bandage to create a splint. The splint will heal the bone over time and it takes roughly 15 minutes to be healed. Be sure to slow walk holding control, otherwise you will go unconscious when you got broken legs. If you've lost some blood, you can combine an IV star kit and a saline bag. Inject yourself and your blood generation goes back up, or simply heal over time. However, if you are regenerating blood, your character consumes more food, so make sure you have enough food with you. Using an EpiPen gives you unlimited stamina for 60 seconds, thus the perfect way to get out of a gunfight, or if you need to hold your breath when sniping. If you inject a player that is unconscious with an EpiPen, they get instantly back up. Last but not least, inject yourself with morphine when you have broken bones in order to walk without going unconscious. Another tip that I want to give you guys is that you should not hoard too much gear, because the thing is, you're gonna overstack your character and you're gonna lose a lot of stamina. So kind of be smart with what you pick up and what you don't need and drop it as soon as possible. And then there's another rule in DayZ, which is the rule number 1. That is no mic, no life. So if you come across a player that has no mic, like I said, no life. So it's better to take him out before he's gonna make a jump on you, because communicating is extremely difficult. And then there is the last thing, which is official servers versus community servers. I kind of gave it away at the start of this video, but I want to mention again. My advice is try and get to community servers as soon as possible, because these servers are monitored by active admins and the official servers unfortunately are not. which kind of opens the gate towards people that use hacks. However, it is very easy to join these community servers, which you can go and find at the DayZ launcher. Just Google DayZ launcher and you can download it straight away. Once you've downloaded this, you can easily join the community service through this, and the mods will be downloaded automatically. Well guys, that was it for the video. This is my cat Chase here. He's not really much of a survivor. But don't forget to subscribe. Well, this one has to look for some food himself. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you hopefully in the next video.